Okay. Adam West Batman.
Oh, definitely not.
Okay, yeah, probably. Michael Keaton Batman.
Maybe, but he's not good at it.
No, he's George Clooney Batman.
Yes, and he eats ass without you asking.
Yep, absolutely. 100% agree.
Unbelievable.
How is this happening?
Who do we call? I don't even know who we call.
I don't know what we do. I don't know what we do.
Well, guys, what the hell is going on?
No, thank God, man. So, you know how this week's episode is about bad music?
Yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah, so Cecil and I were like, wouldn't it be funny if we wrote a bad song, like as the theme tune for this show?
Oh, that's funny. Sure, I get it.
Yeah, okay, but then we paid this cam girl in Vegas to sing it. And we put it on YouTube, so we wouldn't lose it.
84 million hits.
Whew. Oh, wow. The phone has been ringing off the hook. Record deals, contracts.
We can't even get a hold of the girl who sang it. We paid her in ManyVids tokens also, so that's
I see.
problematic.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah, this is terrible. Do we take the video down? Do we put out a public apology? I'm not sure where's the next
I mean, guys, we could just keep the money.
I mean, Eli, this is music we're talking about. How much money could there possibly be in music?
According to this latest facts, $84 million.
Yeah, that tracks.
Fantastic. I'm in.
I'll go buy more ManyVids tokens.
Hello and welcome to Citation Needed, the podcast where we choose a subject, read a single article about it on Wikipedia, and pretend we're experts, because this is the internet, and that's how it works now. I'm Eli, and I'll be starting up the band, but first, I'll need to send in the clowns. First up, two guys who will fight you for owning monster cables, Noah and Cecil.
Why would I bother fighting you? I could obviously just tell you that kicking your own ass offers increased fidelity, and you'd...
I only own monster cables because of the high pressure salesman. Tom was the high pressure salesman.
Seriously?
Yes.
Yep.
And also joining us tonight, two guys who would definitely buy a monster cable if the sales girl was hot enough, Heath and Tom.
Okay, Tom is a good-looking guy. Tom's a
He
good-looking
is,
guy.
right?
Yeah, he's a good-looking guy.
Hey, I never had to twist any arms. I mean, I threatened to, but I never went past, I guess, first people's burn?
Still problematic.
I don't know. There doesn't seem to be an inoffensive term for that, actually.
No, we haven't gotten around to that yet.
Good Lord. I can't believe that.
I did look it up to find out if there's a new term for that, like crisscross applesauce, and there
There just isn't. No, they just quit. Yeah.
Why don't we just call it the arm thing? The arm thing.
That's going to get confusing. Someone's going to Dutch rudder by accident.
Yeah, I was going to say, me and Eli already have an arm thing, so...
Braggy.
Before we begin tonight, I want to take a moment to thank our patrons. Patrons, as you're listening to this, I'm in my wife's hometown of Port Townsend, Washington, the very epicenter of the so-called heat dome. And thanks to your money and my anxiety, my 1-year-old baby isn't dead right now, but instead basks in the cool, crisp 70-degree air recommended by the American Academy of Pediatricians, FEMA, and the CDC. Thank you for not letting me be poor enough that my in-laws' unair-conditioned home could kill my baby.
Can you just get to it? Oh, my God.
As I've learned this week, dear patrons, there are always more ways that my in-laws could try to kill my baby. And only our supporters on Patreon can stop them.
What is happening?
If you'd like to learn how to join their ranks, be sure to stick around till the end of the show. And if you wouldn't like to join their ranks, why not? My baby's adorable. You have $1. I want $1. Give me $1 an episode. I don't need a fucking kidney. I need $1. Give me your $1. It's for my baby. What's
Eli,
the matter with you?
you want to just move it on?
Sorry,
please.
Sorry.
What is the matter with
And
them? Fuck.
with that out of the
Don't
way,
ask him questions.
Noah, tell us what person, place, thing, concept, phenomenon, or event wouldn't want to give me $1 for my baby. We have clones.
It's
we die in
gross.
the intro,
Yeah,
running
oh my
jokes.
God.
Woods coin. We did that one.
Woods coin.
Free. It's a
Just-
free podcast. I just want $1.
Eli,
Okay.
start the show.
Noah, what are we going to talk about today?
Well,
Thank you.
probably whether or not to let you do the intro anymore.
And no. So everybody agree on no?
2 votes no?
All right. What are we going to talk about before that?
The very worst that music has to offer.
And Cecil, you peruse these chart bottoming tunes. Are you ready to sing us the song, You're the Piano Man?
Well, it's way
How dare
more
you.
sad than sweet, and you'll want to retreat. So, yeah, absolutely.
Doesn't even make sense.
So tell us, Cecil, what is the worst music? And why is it all the reggae written by white people?
So this says it's going to be tough because some of the things I'm going to be describing to you need to be heard. And since this is one of those mediums where you can get sued for using other people's work, we're going to instead include a long list of links to everything we talk about in the show notes. I want to link some of this because it's just so fucking bad. It's so awful. And some people might not get a full taste of how bad it actually is without listening to
Whatever
it.
you're imagining, it's so much worse. I've listened to these. They're fucking brutal.
And I'm doing the show with three guys that review bad Christian movies so you don't have to watch them. And I mean, if I was going to go out and find people that can describe badness, they would be at the top of my list, even if I wasn't doing a podcast with them already.
Oh,
Thank you, Cecil. Nice to be the last guy to break under torture.
right?
Yeah.
Just a quick note. When I think of terrible art, I think of you guys, not the compliment you think it is, Cecil.
I guess that's true too.
Fundamentally accurate nonetheless.
Yeah. So this list of music considered the worst only goes back to 1950. I'm sure there's some very awful music before that, and it's probably even recorded music, but the wiki page starts in the 50s, so we'll only go back that far. Let's start with the worst albums ever recorded. The first is
fuck is an
Philosophy.
Okay, boomer. Yeah, tell us about the LPs that you like. Weird.
Gonna blow the dust off the record. Here we go. Yeah. So the first one's Philosophy of the World by the Shags. And this band is a sister quartet who, at the urging of their father, started a band. These sisters had a very rudimentary understanding of how instruments work, and their father broke into his savings to get the record recorded. Some people have said that this work is so bad it's good, but Chris Conley of Rolling Stone said, quote, "Without exaggeration, Philosophy of the World may stand as the worst album ever recorded," end quote. And the other side of the spectrum, though, was his colleague, Deborah Ray Cohen at Rolling Stone, who said, quote, "The sickest, most stunningly awful, wonderful record I've heard in ages," end quote. The album is said to have influenced rock greats like Kurt Cobain and Frank
Those
Zappa.
are the two I'd have guessed.
Right, and the new staff at Rolling Stone said that album was okay, and Saudi oil is the fucking best. Best oil in the world.
Honestly, you don't even need to listen to the album. You just need to look at the picture that comes with the YouTube video, and you know everything about how
yeah.
this band
Oh,
is
yeah.
going to. The picture is somehow bad at music. It's impressive.
You know something is just going to be great when it comes directly from the "my dad thinks I'm awesome" school of music.
Yeah, right.
I mean, when has a dad being involved with his daughter's music career ever ended bad?
The concept of supergroup was alive in the 60s and 70s. Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, Cream, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, hell, Journey and Led Zeppelin were both supergroups. But one that might not have hit your radar is Lord Sutch and Heavy Friends. Some of the members of Led Zeppelin in it. It had like them in it. So I guess it was a super group. It had Jeff Beck on guitar, Nicky Hopkins on keyboard, Noel Redding from the Jimi Hendrix Experience on bass. This album was so fucking bad that people in the band that sat down to make the record disowned the album after its release. Rolling Stone called Sutch, quote, "absolutely terrible," end quote, and lamented that the collection of talented musicians on hand were made to sound like, quote, "a fouled parody of themselves," end quote.
So more of a subgroup, really.
Yeah, not a supergroup, a subgroup, definitely.
Okay. Can I offer a hot take? This album, it sounds like every rock band, every guy who looks like Cecil has ever assured me fucking rocks. This could be AC/DC. I would have no idea.
The next one from the 70s is the self-titled album by Attila. Attila featured on organ and vocals none other than the guy who sings that Piano Man song, Billy Joel.
Okay, I
This
see what you're doing.
album
Whatever.
is
I object to whatever's about to happen.
This album is described by Joel later in his life as psychedelic bullshit.
Okay.
Stephen Thomas Erlewine from AllMusic said this, quote, Attila undoubtedly is the worst album released in the history of rock and roll. Hell, the history of recorded music itself. There have been many bad ideas in rock, but none match the colossal stupidity of Attila, end quote. And if you do anything, seek out the cover for this album, which features Billy Joel, like a foot shorter than the guy standing next to, dressed in a full Ren Fair gear, standing on the beach surrounded by sides of beef. It's amazing.
Sides of beef. Yeah, it's because Billy Joel is hard and gritty like Rocky Balboa, just like shredding in the meat locker. That's Billy Joel. Rocks hard.
Okay. I don't know about that.
I don't look like
the
Cecil.
next. The next one
Kind of do.
feels a little unfair because it really isn't music. The album is called Having Fun with Elvis on Stage, and it's a collection of outtakes from concerts where Elvis is bullshitting with the audience between songs. And don't get me wrong, it's a fucking obvious cash grab, and it's also one of the most uninteresting things I've ever heard. It's 37 minutes long, and about 25 minutes of it is just Elvis breathing heavily into a microphone. But it doesn't contain much music at all. It's like picking on it for something that it isn't. Even as a joke album or a compilation of outtakes, it's pretty much a failure because, and this is from the Wikipedia, quote, it's compiled in an incomprehensible manner due to the omission of the songs many of the jokes refer to, end quote. This next one is so bad. It's literally an hour and 1 minute of guitar feedback, and it's called Metal Machine Music by Lou Reed. And it's not like Lou Reed music isn't fucking total shit anyway. You've probably heard him talk singing Walk on the Wild Side or Dirty Boulevard. But as far as Metal Machine music is concerned, there isn't much to say. It's just like releasing an album of your dishwasher on the pots and pans cycle. It's like utterly boring after 7 seconds. It's ranked number 2 worst rock records of all time. And I guess on that list, there's someone shitting into a microphone.
Okay, yeah, you're supposed to shit across the mic.
Right?
That's just like basic stuff recording wise. It's gonna go across.
Don't be stupid.
Well, so I think it's worth pointing out that album came out in 1975, and if you've ever seen a picture of anything in 1975, you kind of get it. Right?
So for the movie Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band that starred Peter Frampton, Bee Gees, and Steve Martin, yes, that's Steve Martin, they made a $12 million album, which was a lot of money back then. And it was a cover album, not featuring the Beatles, but instead various artists covering the songs from the original Sgt. Pepper's. The worst song on the album is almost certainly Alice Cooper and the Bee Gees singing Because. It is fucking unlistenable trash. It is so bad.
Really, because when you combine Alice Cooper and the Bee Gees, I feel like that's going to be cool.
You're just waiting for him to beat up the Bee Gees the whole time. And he doesn't do it.
That's fucking peanut butter and jelly right there. Yeah.
The Village Voice said that this album was a D+ and should have music to avoid label on it. And the Rolling Stone called it an utter travesty. Even though this record had a cult following, Stephen Thomas Erlewine of AllMusic said, quote, there's no erasing the fact that this is an absolutely atrocious record, end quote.
Okay, but did anyone think that Alice fucking Cooper was going to lend anything particularly good and germane to a Beatles record? Who the fuck is listening to Teenage Frankenstein is like, yes, that's pretty much McCartney.
The next one is, again, Elvis. This one's a posthumous bootleg album recorded on wax cylinder, evidently, because the quality is the worst. Anyway, it's
some guy with a wax cylinder sneaks
it
into
just
the
sneaks
fucking
under his coat, and he's spinning it the whole time.
Hey, you better be jerking off.
Yeah. Anyway, this is called Elvis's Greatest Shit. And it probably would have been a better recording if it was just the king on his throne. This one feels like it's just trying to be the worst, as it's like edited to highlight the worst parts of his career. And again, there's just a lot of audience banter. It's barely audible at times and really hard to listen to, but some people consider this album a success. Quote, critics largely agree that the compiler of this record succeeded in picking Presley's worst work, end quote. So,
all right.
It was.
Get so famous that someone puts together an album just to roast you is now at the center of my vision board. So there you have it.
Right?
Eli's greatest shit album is actually Bloody Brilliant.
Okay.
So.
Another cover album gets some notoriety on this list. This one is a cover album of songs covered by Duran Duran called Thank You. The deputy editor of Q magazine had this to say, and it's so good, I just wanted to quote it here. Quote, "We put it on in the office to remind ourselves how bad it was. Sometimes these things are redeemed by some sort of kitsch or novelty value, but it didn't even have that. It's not funny, even for a split second, and not even the sort of thing you would put on for a laugh if you were out drunk," end quote.
This is our punishment record, so we remember what we did, damn it.
Some of you may remember Kevin Federline. He was married to Britney
Always.
Spears for a hot minute in the early aughts. He came across as the most uninteresting man in the world when he was interviewed back then, and his album, Kevin Federline Playing with Fire, is no different. Here's a
Do you have
short
any
part
lyrics for us?
of the title track lyrics. I do, Keith. Here we go. "Dipping through your block, throwing out pancakes, money in my pocket, right after the
Right
handshake.
after the handshake.
The
What?
Bisquick man, mix in my batter, put it in your stereo, watch the whoopers clatter."
Okay. Sorry.
What? Yeah.
Okay. First of all, what the fuck is a whooper? Is that a thing?
I don't know.
That's your
Whooper,
question.
whooper? I'm not
Okay.
sure. Yeah.
And he's like dropping stuff like an infomercial, like blah, blah.
Right.
A whooper is doing that.
Yeah.
I was enjoying it, but now I'm lost in the lyrics. Like I don't understand what's
He
happening.
continues here. "Kev is here, I'm bringing the bacon, and my foot'll get loose in that ass of you hatin'."
Wait, he's going to disconnect
What?
his foot up his own ass?
He is. That's what he's going to do. Yeah, I think so.
Okay, let me try my taunt again. I feel like I didn't do the subject object right.
And also, now that I think about it, hating and bacon don't
They
rhyme.
really don't. Yeah.
Ah.
They continues one more line here. "Run over you like the kicks on my feet." Yeah. And that's, I guess, a chorus is saying, yeah, I'm not sure. "And I
It's
heard
like,
your
yeah.
girl likes to do the splits to my beat. That hurts, don't it?" That's the end of the quote there. And on Metacritic, it is a 15, which is the lowest one on Metacritic. And also sold only 6,000 copies in the first week
Oh,
it was
wow.
released. So
Yeah.
it's like citation needed famous.
Okay, but he does get to use his own debit card, so it seems like he came out ahead. if you think about it.
Yeah. Imagine how
Oh.
excited he was about that pancake handshake rhyme, right?
That was tight.
Like, didn't care if it made any sense in the fucking lyrics. He was leading off with that shit.
Next album took 14 years to make. Chinese Democracy by Guns N' Roses. And I mean, look, I hate Guns N' Roses anyway, but
God, so do I.
this one is named by Wired one of, quote,
So fucking
the
angry right
5 audio atrocities to throw down a sonic black hole, end quote. I'll include links to the song called There Was a Time from that album, but I'll just have to rely on the expertise of Guns N' Roses aficionados to tell me why this song is remarkably different than the rest of their
Okay, no,
screechy garbage
guys,
catalog.
It's too far.
No.
Maybe do a couple skate and a roller rink in the 90s to November Rain, and you'd understand, Cecil. What the fuck? Read music.
To be fair, Heath yells that at Cecil every time they disagree. This is just the first time it's pertinent to the episode.
This is very apropos. It turned out just now. Thank you.
Just saying. Yeah, it's garbage. Anyway, so
I
next is an Irish singer. It's my essay, and I'm the editor, so it's garbage. Okay, so next
Sweet
is
Child
an
of Mine. It's like the most famous
Irish
riff.
singer. No one heard that, Heath. It's amazing. Next is an Irish singer from the UK who appeared on the X Factor. The contestant was a kid that looked like an Irish Justin Bieber. His name's super Irish because it's spelled like a character from a 14th century poem. It's Owen Quigg, and it's Eoghan. Eoghan is Owen, evidently. I had to
no,
look
it's
it
not.
up. I literally had to look it up.
O-W-E-N. That is not
I
Owen.
looked at it. I was like, how the fuck do you say that? Is that Eofan? What the fuck kind of name is that?
Shut up.
Anyway.
I'm fighting Grendel. I'll tell you in a second.
As typical with people that appear on these shows, these songs are pretty swing choir-esque, but the people really hate this album. Peter Robertson from The Guardian said, quote, "An album so bad that it would count as a new low for popular culture, were it possible to class it as either culture or popular," end quote.
Oh, really? Did the reality show, game show contestant not live up to your expectations, Peter? You were really hoping the kid who was one lot over from the Survivor auditions would really match your expectations of the oeuvre, Peter?
Okay, to be fair, it's bad, Eli, for pop culture. And pop culture included a TV show called Hole in the Wall, which involved people trying to fit themselves into differently shaped holes in a wall. For 30 minutes, that was a
Good
thing.
fucking show, though.
Yeah, it was.
Because they're fat.
It was.
They're always too fat, and then they get pushed in the water.
They get stuck, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a good show.
Fucking musical garbage man Lou Reed makes another appearance on this list for his
Your hatred for Lou
Fuck
Reed
that
is
guy.
so deep and so true.
fucking
and so
terrible fucking
perfect.
cult-produced fucking garbage album with Metallica called Lulu. It's fucking completely unlistenable. It's the worst of both bands. And that's saying a fucking lot for Lou Reed, okay?
And Metallica.
The
yeah.
album features Lou Reed talk singing, his boring acoustic guitar punctuated by Metallica's signature thrash sound sandwiched in between. It's been given the worst of all time status by lots of critics. Lou Reed, after getting blasted by Metallica fans, said this in response, quote, "I don't have any fans left. After Metal Machine music, they all fled. Who cares? I'm in this for the fun of it," end quote. Also for the money, Lou. Let's not forget the
Yeah,
money.
the money is great.
Judging by the sales of that album, I think it's mostly for the fun of it, though.
I guess that's true. The final album on this list is Streets in the Sky by Saturday. This one is a British punk pop band that just sounds like a punk music you might hear shopping at Old Navy. I mean, other than being very boring, it feels like a stretch for this list, but the critics really hate it. It was second lowest rated album on the site, Any Decent Music, and others have given it a 0 out of 10 and called it unmusic, which I think is great.
That's so rough.
Guy by the name of Neil with a last name I don't want to pronounce in the quietest agreed that the album is not actually music and is akin to shite in the noonday sun attracting flies.
All right. Well, while we sue Neil for stealing his stuff from our iTunes reviews, we're going to take a quick break for a little ditty we like to call Apropos of Nothing. Okay, guys. First off, I want to thank all the leaders of the music industry for joining me today. I'll try not to take up too much of your time. So, I think I've come up with a way for us all to make a lot more money.
Oh yeah, how's that?
So, right now, we wait for a good musician to come along in our genre, and then we sign them, and then we make them a CD or whatever, and then they sell however many copies of that.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah, that's how we do it.
But like, not everyone likes that CD because everyone's taste is different. That's how music and I would say art in general works. But guys, what if we made the music?
Whoa, why would we make the music? We don't have any talent.
No.
Yeah, no, I know that, but that's the thing. We hire at least somewhat talented people to write the music for, I'm going to say, physically attractive young people. And then they make music that's just sort of as generally likable as possible. And that way we'll sell more records and we have control over the music because we made it.
Well, I mean, I get it, but it feels like, it kind of kills the spirit of what we do. It just feels like this could go super wrong.
I mean, seriously, what's the worst that could happen?
Tonight on America's Next Top Singer of Songs, Bryson Bryce faces Kelly Kellison with his country pop hip hop hit, America Tastes Like Pepsi.
Oh shit, I killed Art. And we're back. When we left off, Cecil really had it in for Lou Reed.
Fuck Lou
I feel like
Reed.
there's a history
There
there.
is.
But
Fuck
look,
him.
if you don't want to get into
Fuck
it,
him.
you don't have
Dick.
to, Cecil.
Please get into it.
No, fuck him. So now we move to songs, which I think is much easier. These songs start in the 50s and pretty evident by the first unbelievably racist song. Holy shit. It's called Yes Sir, That's My Baby by Harry Carey.
Oh,
It's
gosh.
a mock Japanese novelty record. The picture for the song on Wikipedia is basically Mickey Rooney and Yellowface from Breakfast at Tiffany's. The guy has on huge glasses. He's holding a camera and smiling somehow racistly. I don't even know.
Like
The
a
song
political
is-
cartoon of Andrew Yang today.
It's Genuinely, it's
right.
ridiculous. The song is basically a mockery of Japanese music, I guess, and it's sung by a guy who can't pronounce R's. So super funny.
Jesus. Yeah, if you ever start thinking them damn SJWs have gone too far, keep in mind that racism used to be a musical genre, people.
Okay. Used to be, Noah, because need I remind you that the most popular music genre in America is country, a genre which appropriated African American music and statistically contains none of
Is
it.
that the most popular genre in the country?
It is. I looked
God
at it.
damn.
Yeah, sad.
The next one is fucking amazing. It's called Legendary Stardust Cowboy by Paralyzed, and it's described in Wikipedia as, quote, T-Bone Burnett on drums and consists of one-chord drums, random and mostly unintelligible screaming, and an abrupt bugle solo.
I love an abrupt bugle solo. For no reason.
It's very sudden.
Oh God, I wrote this and I had tears running down my face. I was laughing so
great.
hard. It's the fucking worst thing I've ever heard. It's like a country
I
yokel
loved it.
screaming over some sort of improvised garbage music. It is so unique and hard to describe. But like a lot of bad shit, it's developed a cult following. So, there's that.
If you listen to one thing we talk about today, make it this.
This one.
listen
It's
to
this
Yeah.
one.
It's like a guy passed out drunk at a Trump rally and then woke up all of a sudden and he saw a black guy and he ran away screaming about Antifa chasing him, and he had a bugle with him. So at one point he was like,
That's the video. That's the video. Holy shit.
Here's the thing. It's not the yelling that gets me. It's the entire normal 1.5 seconds of jazz lead up before the yelling that gets me.
Wait, sorry guys, could you give me a B flat, actually?
And look, I'm not defending the song or anything, but I would if I had to. But like, let's be fair. I cannot conceive of a bugle solo that would not be abrupt. Okay, like, that's just fair.
That is fair.
I guess that's
The
true.
instrument that was used to jar
Yeah,
awake
exactly.
soldiers.
I guess that's true. I guess
Get a
that's true.
trumpet, man, so you don't just do partials. That's
It's
weird.
redundant.
That's weird. Get one with all the
redundant.
notes.
Oh God. It's so amazing though. Genuinely, look this up. It is so worth
Yeah.
And I would just skip to like
It's
the middle
great.
of the song, like the first minute, and listen to
Oh,
like
just-
minute 30 or something.
Savor every second of it, people.
The next song is hailed as one of the worst songs ever written. And the song, it's topped the charts in Europe and Australia, but it has been voted the worst overall song and worst lyrics. It's Richard Harris, and it's titled MacArthur Park. And here's a sample of the lyrics. MacArthur Park is melting in the dark. All sweet green icing flowing down. Someone left the cake out in the rain, and I don't think I can take it because it took so long to bake it, and I'll never have that recipe again.
What?
Oh
Jesus
no, that's the lyrics.
Okay,
so much.
but you know what? With all the music out there about like love and family, it's nice that someone writes a song Heath can relate to every now and then.
Thank you, Eli. Cake is. I see what you did. I see what you did. But thank you. Cake is delicious. Whatever. I stand by it. Cake is delicious. Thank you. Somebody wrote a song
All right.
about it.
I have to say this one is super gross. It's like a child-free guy. It's called "You're Having My Baby" by Paul Anka and Odia Coates, and the lyrics are seriously fucking gross. Here they are. You're a woman in love, and I love what's going through you. The need inside you, I see it showing. Oh, the seed inside you, baby. Do you feel it growing? Are you happy knowing that you're having my baby? End quote. Nasty.
Yikes.
I like that the lyrics are kind of testing the water there, right? It's like, are you mad? You seem mad. Is it because of my cum? Seems like it's because of my cum.
I love what's going through you is the weirdest guy. Like that implies she swallowed a baby that she'll later shit out. Right?
The body has a way of shutting that.
Yeah. Oh, God.
And Cecil, I can assure you that you do not have to be child-free to be appalled by the gooey horror of the miracle.
Oh
of
yeah,
birth,
no,
okay?
absolutely
That's-
not. No, I'm sure plenty of parents find it repugnant too. So,
Everybody
yeah.
finds it repugnant. Everyone who says they don't is lying.
Do you feel it growing? Of fucking course she does. She's pregnant, you asshole. Jesus.
What is she on a TLC special? I didn't know I was pregnant.
Feels like they took that girl into woman film strip we had to watch in middle school sex ed and put like that to music. By the way, the song also has subtle references to abortion. Here's a quote. You could have swept it from your life, but you wouldn't do that, end quote. And also somehow takes the ownership of the baby away from the lady having it. I don't know. But hey, it's 1974, so being gross was in. In 1980, some people that had some recording equipment clearly had too much coke, and they thought they would have a guy that sounded like a British news announcer talk some disco lyrics over some tired disco background. And the result was Reginald Bosencat. I don't know. Is that how you'd say it? Bosencat?
Bosencat?
What Eli said.
I believe Eli nailed it.
The song's called Dance With Me, and the singer was a retired news announcer, and he kind of white guy rap talks, sort of. I don't know. It's really weird and bizarre and not worth listening to, but it was voted the worst of the bottom 30 worst songs of 1980.
It sounds like the Wear Sunscreen guys' outtakes. Like all the stuff they didn't keep for Wear Sunscreen.
No, funny story, Eli. The column that Baz Luhrmann's song was based on was written by a local newspaper columnist, and she actually gave the commencement address at my college. And on that day, I got a terrible, terrible Sunday. So
there you go. All coming together.
The next one's really popular at weddings here in the Midwest. It's a polka song called The Birdie Song by the Tweets.
Fuck yeah.
This is what we call the chicken dance in the Midwest. And I have no idea if this is regional or just a white person thing all over the country. But it's the same sort of short tune played over and over to a faster tempo, punctuated by a sort of slow chorusy part. Very typical polka accordion thing going on, and it's like the Macarena.
Tom started singing that, and I literally started dancing over
doing
there.
the
I
chicken
couldn't
wings
help
and-
it.
yeah.
It's a da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Anyway, but it's like the Macarena or the Electric Side, which to my horror did not make this list. It's a damn shame. It has a dance that goes with it, so it makes it popular at weddings because you do not want to see an unchoreographed white people dancing. That's not something, no.
Well, I don't know if choreography fixes that problem.
It makes it
that's
bad
fair,
too.
Choreograph me, you don't want to see that either. It might- possibly worse.
Stevie Wonder and Paul McCartney make the list with Ebony and Ivory, both for its performance and its sugarcoating of race relations in the world. I think this is one of the ones and some others that are going to come later on this list that they have to blame their own popularity and thus sort of the oversaturation in radio days. It's also a super repetition song with only 2 verses. So
It is the least anyone ever did with that much talent. Like tune-wise, this song, it sounds like what would happen if we made Cecil sing the rest of his ass.
the next video is a must-see. Black Lace sings a song called Aga Do.
This is fucking nuts.
I love this.
What the fuck? It looks
I
like
love this song.
they got a good deal on the Fruit of the Loom costumes, and they borrowed someone's tiki bar for a few hours, I think. It feels like something you'd see in a kid's show. It's nothing super offensive, but it pretty much Baby Shark with pineapples and
Yeah.
beaches.
Okay. All right. See, so I think you just don't like fun or drugs because I watched this on repeat for 4 hours in a highly suggestible state.
Yeah.
And this changed my life.
I bet it did. Here's a popular one for you. Sussudio by Phil Collins.
What?
Michael Saunders
is a great song.
of the
song.
Sun
Thank you.
Sentinel said it was the worst song of the rock era, describing it as insipid and indefensively stupid.
Okay, just Michael Saunders is a Florida man, to be clear. Sun Sentinel, I believe.
Michael Musto of the Village Voice said, quote, could have been the theme song for the Third Reich.
Jesus.
It was that insidious and evil, end quote. And I mean, again, the song is played into the dirt on VH1 and MTV in the day, and it's incredibly stupid, but I can't see getting on the list. I don't understand that.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. If you can't enjoy making sweet, sweet love to No Jacket Required, you can easily enjoy at least masturbating to No Jacket Required. That's crazy. That's an amazing album.
Well, a jacket
I guess
is
that's true.
required if you're masturbating.
Yeah. No, I mean, don't get me wrong.
You have a masturbation jacket?
No, you jacket when you masturbate. It's a play on words I wouldn't expect you to understand.
I was trying to take it to a set. You didn't understand what I did. It's fine.
Noah dims the lights and puts on his masturbation jacket. Okay, don't get me wrong. The last 2 songs, they're not good, but Earlier in the essay, we had Cowboy Who Sat on a Bee and a musical hate crime.
Right, yes. No, right. Like, if we're going to call this song indefensibly stupid, I'm going to need somebody to point to the 80s song that wasn't. Right?
I just want to say, I love this song and I will fight anyone who doesn't like Pinocchio.
I went and listened to it right after I read this shit, just going like, wow, was it bad? I thought that was a good song. It's great. It's
I listened
great.
all the way through.
Me too.
All the way through.
Starship, We Built the City, was disowned by singer Grace Slick. Topped the charts around the world, but Rolling Stone has called it one of the worst songs of the 80s, and GQ said it was, quote, the most detested song in human history, end quote. They even have an article called We Built This Shitty, an oral history of the worst song of all time. But I do kind of wonder if Grace, disowned it, does she still cash the check from the companies that lease it for commercials? I gotta wonder.
Yeah, again, no. You can take my keytar when you pry it from my cold dead hands, Cecil.
Thank you, Tom Brave.
Bobby McFerrin,
9/11.
Don't Worry, Be Happy, was one of the 50 worst songs ever. It's a song done entirely with Bobby's voice. He vocalizes
he's
the instruments
amazing.
too.
Whatever.
He is.
Bobby McFerrin is so
He's
goddamn
amazing.
talented.
Thank you. He was a treasure.
And the video features Robin Williams and Bill Irwin. Blender said, quote, it's difficult to think of a song more likely to plunge you into a suicidal despondency than this.
I love this song. I love this video. These people have no joy in their fucking hearts. They have no
Amen.
joy.
Thank you.
Okay, I hate this list that is making me sad, and the only solution is to not fucking worry about it.
Here we go. Get some ocean spray, something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Relax.
The next song, I get excited when I hear it because I think it's Under Pressure by
Yeah.
Queen and David Bowie when it starts. And then I get super mad when I find out it's fucking Vanilla Ice, Ice Ice Baby. It's a terabad lyrical disaster. The song is basically genocidal colonialism to music.
All right.
Houston Press critic called it the worst thing ever to emanate from Texas, and that's saying something. Wow. They also said, quote, it set back the cause of white people in hip-hop for a decade, end quote.
Okay. Nice little compliment there at the end.
Yeah, right. At least it had some positive. Look,
We need
turned
to be
it
set back
around.
even further. Yeah.
Turned it around.
So I agree that song is shit, but look, gold-plated blowjobs would be universally reviled if you had encountered them as often as you heard that fucking song in 1990.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Okay?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
It's a lot.
Cecil, I'm going to need this list to stop. We should collaborate and listen to
Okay.
casting aspersions.
Tom's back with a brand new edition.
We also have Billy Ray Cyrus, Achy Breaky Heart, which again, mainstay at weddings because it comes with a line dance. And I mean, this is not the worst thing to come out of Billy Ray Cyrus by a long shot, but people hate it, and it was voted the worst song of the decade by the Chicago Tribune.
Okay, so here's what I'm learning today. If we could set the case for socialized medicine to some sort of line dance, we'd have it by the end of the song.
Playing a bunch of 8th grade dances, everyone be like, it's actually better than having health insurance.
Work the vaccine in there somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, somewhere. A song that was played over so much we all kind of hated is Four Non Blondes. What's Up?
Absolutely.
You.
God, this song's
I
the
love this-
fucking best.
I hate we're in a fight. This is ridiculous.
If you are unfamiliar, this is a yowling ballad sung by a woman who, for most of the song, makes cooing noises that aren't really words. She also switches from sounding like a soprano to sounding like Lou Ferrigno getting ready to smash his way through a wall.
range, range.
But anyway, in any case, terrible song. But here's the thing. American guitarist Dean Ween from the band Ween said, quote, it's as bad as music gets. Everything about this song is so awful that if I sat down and tried to write the worst song ever, I couldn't even make it 10% of the reality of how awful that song is, end quote. Ween is
the
right
guy
here.
from
He's right.
Ween has an opinion
right,
about
right.
it. Good.
I think he's
I was hoping we would
underestimating
hear from
himself.
fucking Ween. Linda Perry is a treasure. We're in a huge fight, Cecil. Huge
You
fight.
will never know what it's like to be that free, Mr. Ween. Never. Never.
Look, okay, all right, look, that song literally has 1 billion views on YouTube, right? Like, it's not like this song came out when YouTube existed. So at the very least, mathematically speaking, this song is at least 1/9 as good as Baby Shark.
Yes. Thank you.
Cecil, I want to scream from the top of my lungs. What's going on with
Thank
this
you.
list?
That's also another lyric. This next one is a kid song, as far as I can tell. Mr. Blobby. It's a really horrible, as other kid songs are, but the video is super weird, trippy, and has some super odd sexual overtones, but also, kind of has a distorted voice that keeps saying Mr. Blobby, and part of it's harmonized farts. So there's that. I mean,
Hey, guys,
it's a plus.
why do kids have their own music? Like, I get that you might not want to play WAP for your 2-year-old, but like, kids can just listen to regular music, right? My child
Right.
has never been like, I'm sorry, Dad, the rhythms on this one are just a little complex for me. Can you play something a little more like an Afterlife Punishment that just repeats over and over and over again?
Okay, we finally hit one that I particularly hate. I mean, besides Susudio and
Stop it.
How dare you? Dead
Just
to me.
move on.
genuinely
Just move on.
4 Non-Blondes
Sorry,
hate that
it's
one too.
great.
But this one I really hate. This one is Aqua Barbie Girl. Not only is this
Gross.
song seriously terrible, but then this video, that guy's haircut in the video is a fucking hate crime. It's like a hair replica of the LA Chargers NFL helmet. It's crazy. This is a popular song in the 90s by many polls. It's ranked close to the bottom of the list.
Okay, but here's what's terrifying. That song is my nostalgia, right? That's my 8th grade dance song. Noah and Cecil, you guys get cool shit like Jimi Hendrix and Watson, Come Here, I Want You.
Hendrix.
And I
Okay,
get
all
Barbie
right.
Girl.
You're a million.
How old am I? Jesus Christ.
Watson, Come Here, I Want You is the first thing ever recorded on audio. I'm very proud
It
of that.
actually wasn't recorded. It was transmitted on a telephone, but
I'm still
Your
proud.
thing didn't even make
Good
sense.
joke. It's a great
Mary
joke.
Had a Little Lamb was the first thing recorded.
I actually, Cecil, love this song so much. I bought this album unironically. I still own it. I think it's a biting commentary on the superficiality of culture and gender norms. And also that bass line is fire.
Yes.
Yeah. Worst lyrics go to a song from Desiree called Life.
Oh,
It's-
good.
It's a genuinely bad smooth jazz song from the 90s. In Europe, this song was a huge hit. Here's a sample of what people in Europe like, folks. Here we go. Quote,
From the golden age of
this
jazz,
is the,
the
this
90s.
Is, this is the
It's 'cause
90s
they're not afraid to get
jazz.
sick like we are.
90s jazz lyrics from Europe. Here we go. Quote, I'm afraid of the dark, especially when I'm in a park and there's no one else around. Oh, I get the shivers. I don't want to see a ghost. It's a sight I fear most. I would rather have a piece of toast and watch the evening news. End quote. That's it.
Jesus. Am I
What
the
the
only one, though,
fuck?
that gets a little nostalgic for a time when being molested by a wraith was scarier than the evening news?
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe it was prophetic. Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Okay, it had a lot of Sam I Am to it. Like I would not want to. Like it was a little bit Seuss, but real bad. Maybe equal on the racism. I don't know. But credit where credit is due. If I had 10,000 guesses, I would not have gotten that last line.
No,
Just
no.
saying, they're keeping us on our toes. And watch the evening news with a piece of toast? Where did that come from?
What is happening in your life at that point? Okay. I'm actually surprised this is the only song by the objectively worst band in the world, Limp Bizkit, right?
Okay.
Yes.
We're not in a fight
This-
anymore, Cecil.
This song
Yep.
Well, we
is
can
one of the
agree
more
on.
popular tunes.
You see my heart.
It's called Nookie. And here's the chorus. I think it speaks for itself.
Yes.
I did it all for the nookie. Come on, the nookie. Come on. You could take that cookie and stick it up your stick it up your stick it up your stick it up your. Yeah, that's it. BuzzFeed's Ryan
Wasn't
Broderick.
it ass, but that was like the radio version?
It might
Was
have been, I don't, but that's the lyrics I found were stick it up your is what they say. They go over it. So I don't know. Yeah,
That was-
maybe they're
that was
saying
more,
ass underneath.
palatable and easy to
Yeah,
sell.
I guess. Yeah.
Cool.
Ryan Broderick from BuzzFeed really nails it by saying it should be against the law to be Fred Durst.
Okay,
That's
See, this-
amazing.
this is why we actually needed more Vanilla Ice.
Right?
I'm not going
Right,
to call Limp
right.
Bizkit hip hop, but still, we needed white people set back another decade or 2 or 3 from rap rock or whatever
Okay.
they're called at
Yes.
Limp Bizkit.
So if you have dumps like a truck, or thighs like what, you might enjoy the thong song by Cisco.
Okay. So I might enjoy that, but I don't.
I did watch the video here and I thought I spotted twerking from a video from 2000. I don't know the history of twerking, but I I always thought it was like newer than that. But anyway, there's some MTV archaeology for you. In the same vein, Baha Men, Who Let the Dogs Out, was also on the list, again, owing to its tremendous popularity and overplay. I think both these songs do that.
Things don't get bad just because you hear it often. What is wrong with you people?
Yeah. My next door neighbor is an amateur musician, and I kind of feel like I should force anybody who voted for any of the last 6 or 7 songs to stand on my fucking patio while his band is rehearsing.
The Thong Song is one of those songs that when I heard it the first time for real, I actually thought it was a fake song. Like I thought it was like a Weird Al level spoof song, but then it just turned out to be a really good song. So.
It's another lyric.
This next one feels like it probably on every frat boy's mixtape that he made for a girl for Gamma Sigma Gamma. It was James Blunt, You're Beautiful.
Oh my God, this song
Voted
is horrible.
most irritating, probably by anyone who's ever worked in retail. The song is basically a husky voice guy saying over and over again, "You're beautiful." Once again, throwing in a "to me" there. Spike writer D. Sussman called
to
it.
me is a bit of a fucking
Yeah.
insult.
Right?
isn't
Yeah, I
it?
mean, not objectively.
Like that qualifier. That qualifier is not a good thing.
You're right. You're right.
It's the rest of everybody else in the world. But
To me,
eyes on.
Yeah. Anyway, it's this guy D. Sussman said it's the worst song in the history of mankind. The video is basically Jim from The Office at 16 slowly taking his baggy clothes off in the rain.
Okay, you kind of made it confusing there at the end. That's bad, or you're saying
I'm not saying anything. Just
Jim taking off his
commentary.
clothes in the rain?
Just commentary.
Was nobody in love in the aughts? You fuckers, you sit there listening to I Want to Hold Your Hand for the 800th time, but James Blunt gets more pussy than you in 2001 and he makes the list? Racism.
It's racism. Okay. All right. So, but the greatest thing about this song, lest we forget, is that the goddamn singer starts too early and has to come back in again on the studio recording.
He does. This
Right, so by itself, that qualifies this for the worst fucking song ever.
Nickelback and Justin Bieber both make the list because of course they do. Rockstar and Baby are the titles of the songs respectively. BuzzFeed's Ryan Broderick said this about Rockstar, quote, "Rockstar is the most unequivocally terrible song of their catalog. If aliens came to Earth and asked why everyone hates Nickelback so much, this song would be the perfect explanation." End quote.
So mean.
Everyone hates these two despite that both of these groups are swimming in Scrooge McDuck pools of money. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, I got a hot take. You don't hate Nickelback. You hate that Nickelback has put out 9 albums and your novel still lives in your head. That's why.
I feel like it can be both.
Yeah, it could be both. For sure. Magnets? How do they work? Well, you will find out. Listen to the song Miracles by Insane Clown Posse. I couldn't even watch the whole video. It sounds like one of those
I've watched it so
Jesus
many times.
church rap songs to get the kids to worship. It's been called the most embarrassing rap song of all time for good reason.
I mean, Insane Clown Posse deserves its own essay, right?
They do.
If the
They do.
fans of your band get classified as a criminal street gang, I want to hear why. I want more
right.
information.
Internet virality propelled the next one to popularity. Rebecca Black, Friday.
There she is.
This is a song about Friday. Yep, Friday, and how great Friday is. It's clearly a project paid for by a parent. The song had a lot of auto-tune and some great lyrics like this, quote, "Fun, fun, think about fun. You know what it is. I got this, you got this. My friend is by my right. I got this, you got this. Now you know it," end quote. So that's the lyrics.
Man, you're such a fucking grump hating on all these songs. Someone has a case of the
Mondays.
That's a problem.
Anyway, the producer of Rebecca's Black Friday is back with Allison Gold's Chinese Food.
This is not going to go well.
And it's been called the worst song ever written. And it has 8 footnotes for citation on that on Wikipedia.
Which means that there was already 7 and somebody's like, yeah, but I have more evidence.
But I have more. Yeah. In the video, everyone stays in all their clothes, yet it 100% feels like something you would find on the dark web. And it's basically the theme song for cultural appropriation. It is a horror.
This is what happens when you take CRT out of schools, people. All right, Cecil, if you had to summarize what you've learned in one sentence, what would it be?
that started out fun, but now I hate music. I hate it all. I hate all of it.
And are you ready for the quiz?
You're about to see how sharp I am. C sharp.
That joke didn't fall flat.
So
I was gonna say, I hope I could be sharp, but B sharp isn't a note, I guess.
No, that's
I didn't
just C,
realize
yeah.
that. Yeah. Okay.
So when
Guys, just be natural and move on.
all right, so Cecil,
That's the other one.
when compiling this list, the wiki editors obviously forgot about A, the entire genre of Christian music. B, the entire genre of dubstep. C, the original theme song for Scathing Atheist. Or D, My Neighbor's Band.
I gotta go with A there. Gosh, if Christian music was included, there would be nothing else on the list.
Exactly. There'd be no
Nothing
room
else.
for fucking
There'd be no room. Yeah.
modem connecting songs from the 70s. Yeah.
Okay, Cecil.
Yeah.
20-some years of friendship, all gone. And many of these songs are actually excellent,
Okay.
and they're lots of fun, and they are now on my party mix. And
Okay.
clearly, if you don't like Phil Collins, A, if you told me you were drowning, I would not lend a hand. B, you can wipe off that grin, I know where you've been. Or
Okay.
C, I will hunt you for sport in the street. That one's mine. That one's real.
Okay, I feel like
That song
That'd be
is
a
about
cool Phil
killing your
Collins
wife,
song,
though,
though.
isn't
It is a really fucked up
Secret
song.
answer D, I'll see you in the studio. I choose the weapons. I'll see you Thursday.
All right, Cecil. According to the cast of this podcast, why is all the music bad now? Is it A? Is it Tom's answer? Because the internet has dulled the creative spirit of humanity. It insists on removing the ability to sit with our thoughts and that which makes us human that is necessary to make art. Is it Heath's answer? Because all art peaked at Kiss from a Rose on the Grave by Seal.
it's just Kiss from a Rose.
Is it my answer? It's not, because I have terrible taste in music and I fucking love it. Or is it Noah's answer? Something smart about generational bias. Quack, quack, quack.
Actually, to be honest, I think Noah's right. Something smart about generational bias. Quack, quack, quack. I think that's the answer. D.
Yeah, it's correct. Boo. Boo nerd.
Quack.
All right, Cecil, one more for you.
All right.
Despite all the blasphemous things that you said today about Billy Joel and Four Non-Blondes, Linda Perry, woman of color, that was offensive.
Guns N' Roses, too. I hate Guns N' Roses. Don't forget that.
Despite all that, what am I going to do in response, Cecil? A,
Okay.
never going to give you up. B, never going to let you down. Or C, never going to run around and desert you. Rickrolled face. And
I
really
can't
quick,
answer that.
if you just want to click on this link I put in the thing, just really quick for no reason.
Every time I get Rickrolled, I always watch the whole thing because someone went through all the trouble of Rickrolling me, so I might as well do the service of watching the whole video. So I'll be back in 3 minutes,
Also,
guys.
Rickrolling doesn't make sense. Rick Astley, that's a fun song. I don't understand why that's so negative. I like that song.
I don't know the answer. Am I the winner?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Sweet. Noah, you're next. How's that?
Not really, but yeah.
Okay, well, how
All
about
right.
Noah, but Eli reads it? How
There
about
you
that?
go. That'll work.
Love it. All right. Well, for Tom, Noah, Cecil, and Heath, I'm Eli Bosnick. Thank you for hanging out with us today. We'll be back next week, and by then, Noah will be an expert on something else. But I'll make damn sure it doesn't seem like it. Between now and then, you can catch Tom and Cecil over on Cognitive Dissonance, Heath, Noah, and myself over on God Awful Movies, D&D Minus, The Skeptocrat, and The Scathing Atheist. And if you'd like to help keep the show going, you can make a per-episode donation at patreon.com/citationpod or leave us a 5-star review everywhere you can. And if you'd like to get in touch with us, check out past episodes, connect with us on social media, or check the show notes, be sure to check out citationpod.com. And remember, and I said, hey, yeah.
Cecil.
That sounded better than that song, though, to be honest.